Diamonds in the rough. NFL Draft Diamonds. Time to shine.
Hi, my name is Jimmy Williams with NFL Draft Diamonds, and we have here a diamond in the rough. His name is Rafiq Abdul Wahid. He's an edge rusher out of Chowan. So, how's it going today, buddy?
It's pretty good, pretty good. Can't complain. How about yourself?
Hey, maybe I could complain a little bit, man. It was like 70 degrees like the other day. Now
Uh,
it's like in the 30s. So I mean, I could complain
roller
if I
coaster.
wanted to, but hey, man, we're talking football, so I mean, obviously, can't complain too much for sure there. So, um, anyhow, glad to sit down with you. As part of the Hula Bowl scouting staff, I do know that there were a couple of you Chowan guys there at some point that we were having our eyes on, and so we got a decent look at you throughout the season, which is kind of nice. But I do want you just kind of give us a little bit of background of yourself, if you don't mind. Tell me maybe where you're from and how you got there to Chowan.
Well, I'm from Baltimore, Maryland. I went to high school at Paul Lawrence Dunbar under Lawrence Smith. You know, those teams winning state championships. I actually never won in high school myself, but came pretty close. And around April, my senior year, I got contacted by Chowan, and I ended up going on a visit, talking to Kurt Von Bargen. That was our defensive coordinator at the time, and my defensive line coach. And I had a couple other schools talking to me, showing interest, all that good stuff, but Chowan just seemed like the best fit for me, so I signed there about April 2017.
Gotcha. So you ended up going out there, got yourself settled in. What makes Chowan real special for you? I mean, just talk to me about that program there.
Well, it's really a program. Well, when you talk about the town and where the school is even located, even it's just like it is what you make it type of thing. It could be the worst experience, it could be the best experience, and I say that because we in the middle of nowhere. There ain't a lot around. It's easy to what I'm saying, I say, oh, this is boring. I want to transfer, but the guys who do stay, they stay for a reason, and it's just built a culture that what I'm saying, we gonna play hard. We ain't got everything, but we got enough to go out there, play hard, what I'm saying, play fast, play physical, all that. So it's just a really nice football environment if you can see the vision.
Sure. I mean, I definitely see that there. And really, just this past season, kind of if we look at that, I mean, really, you guys had an excellent year. Maybe perhaps a few of those games just didn't go your way, but I mean, you're talking about games that, on average, are separated by one score. So that's just kind of, the name of the game there. I mean, if you miss out on one touchdown, one field goal, I mean, obviously that's the way this game is. But again, stellar year for you. Actually, I mean, you had yourself a couple great games, a couple multi-set games, which those things are all always nice. So,
Mhm.
talk to me about you as a player and as a prospect. Where are you lined up there on the defense?
Well, my past senior year, I played three tech, mostly three tech, and I played some defensive end there too. Um, it was like you said, it was a pretty good year individually, but wanted to, of course, accomplish the ultimate goal, and then the ultimate goal. You know how that goes. So
Right.
um, what I'm saying, yeah, it was a pretty decent year. I'm playing three tech, inside outside.
Yeah, well, I mean, still named first team all conference in the CIAA. I want to say
Mhm.
that was like 3 years for you where you were named, all conference. So again, great career for you there. Um, so when we look at you, we look at a guy who's an edge rusher, about 6'3", 265 pounds. What do you feel separates you as a prospect? What's the best thing you got going for you in your game?
Well, along with edge rushing, although it is I would say it's the the shooting in basketball. You know what I'm saying? The 3-pointer. I would say it's a 3-pointer. It looks good, but I'm also very strict and disciplined in the run game as well as the passing game. I know the run game is where the bread is made, the bread and butter. That's the run game. It's always going to be like that, no matter what you see on TV, what you see on highlight film. It's always going to be the run game. So, along with good pass rushing, I do bring a stout run presence as well.
Yeah, I mean, definitely a guy who not only gets in the backfield and tackles the quarterback, also tackling the running back. Obviously, double checked your stats before I got on for this interview, and turns out you had 36 and a half tackles for loss in your
Mhm.
career. So that's a pretty decent number, I think. So, I mean, definitely a guy who's wreaking havoc in the backfield. So definitely think you got that going on for you. Um, Rafiq, just kind of wanted to chat very briefly about like that 2020 season, if you don't mind. I mean, obviously 2020 hits, this pandemic happens,
Mhm.
shutting down the entire season, man, which really sucks for the game of football and the people that love
Yeah.
it. But I do want to get you just kind of some update for you. I mean, what were you doing during that time during 2020? And how were you staying motivated?
Well, coming off of going into 2020, we were coming off the 2019 season, which was a bad year for the program. So we ended up going through a coaching change, getting new coaches, and it was just a different feeling around campus. And of course, nobody's seen COVID hitting and us being in the pandemic, season getting canceled. But throughout that time, I knew when I was going to go back, I was going back to something as opposed to not going back to anything. So, and plus, I love football. You know what I'm saying? I eat, sleep, breathe, all that. So it was easy really to just like stay locked in and stay focused watching film. It did get a little boring watching the same film over and over again, but we got on campus, we were able to practice a little bit. Spring ball comes, so it was it was it was long. It was a long time, but it was worth it. Definitely say
Yeah,
it was worth it.
yeah. I mean, definitely continue to stay motivated during that time, and then went out this past season, really doing a great job, you and really all of your teammates there. So, uh, real quick, buddy, let's give a shout out to some of those guys that you were playing with, and maybe a couple names that are still going to remain there and keep that program running strong.
Well, of course, I think the biggest one as far as names that's still there is Isaac Anderson, defensive end. He wore 97 this past year. He's going to be someone to look out for. Absolutely.
Nice. So definitely a guy. I guess he was the guy like on the opposite side of you, and you guys are just kind of hoping to meet at the quarterback there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sometimes even on the same side.
Interesting. So fun stuff there. So the interesting thing about you, obviously, you finished up your career there at Chowan, and then after it's all said and done, um, we get this new inaugural bowl, HBCU Legacy Bowl.
Yes.
Really huge thing, huge opportunity that the NFL is really giving, some people there having some, great talent and coaches. So, why don't you kind of talk to me about your experience with that game?
Well, even we're gonna just without the game, the experience going to Louisiana, New Orleans is a very historical, very profound city. A lot of important events such as Plessy versus Ferguson that started there. We went to the part where that started at. We seen a lot of nice artwork, Black History Month. It was great. And as far as the game, you know what I'm saying, being a first year event, I think it was it was put together well, it was organized, it was fruitful, you know what I'm saying? We got the opportunity that some of these guys, including myself, deserve, you know what I'm saying, that we probably wouldn't have gotten otherwise. So it was a great experience. It was a great experience, whole and whole.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely feel like you kind of were a player that perhaps might have gone to a couple of different All Star events. But obviously, being on a stage like that there down in Louisiana, and really having like all the cameras on you, nationally televised game, so really giving you guys the opportunity to shine. So you feel like you did that out there during the game? Did you have any plays out there that you remember?
Yeah, on about the second drive, I got a sack. It was actually pretty quick. It's on YouTube. It was, yeah, had a little sack. You know what I'm saying? That was pretty much it though for the rest of the game. We got subbed out, had to wait out a little bit. But
Well,
it
I mean
was definitely.
that's kind of what you get with
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
All-Star
yeah,
games,
definitely.
anyways. I
Yeah,
mean, you get shuffled around all the time,
yeah.
so.
It was fun,
Um,
and it was fun watching other guys from other schools how they play, similarities and stuff. It was great. It was great.
Great. Another thing about a week of activities like that, that those bowl games is maybe even sitting down with some NFL scouts and doing some interviews. So, do you have any some moments to do that? I mean, can you share any experience there?
I talked to one scout. We just never got a chance to do an interview, and I think I had missed out on one because I might have went to my room a little too early. I was sitting down in the meeting room waiting, and I guess he came by looking for me, but I wasn't exactly there at the time. But yeah, it was cool. It was all good.
So the one scout that you did talk to, how was that experience overall?
It was pretty good. We ended up being from the same city. Played it. He played at a high school called Overly.
Nice. So
So
you
yeah,
guys were able to link up there for sure.
yeah,
I mean, obviously, for events like that, I think one of the biggest things that happens is just building relationships. Being able
yeah.
to network, and really, that's one of the more important things that happens with those games. So, any
Mhm.
guys that maybe you hadn't played with before, maybe hadn't met, that you were able to kind of build those relationships with.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of the defensive line. Well, yeah, yeah. About three of the starting defensive linemen. We were all from the same conference, so what I'm saying. We connected just off that alone, and we played pretty good together. We meshed well, so it was a fun experience connecting with those guys as well.
Awesome. So, I mean, great to have that opportunity to go out there because, I mean, again, I do feel like that does put you in the limelight a little bit. So, I mean, obviously, some scouts had a chance to see you, got to see that sack. Certainly see a guy who can, perform under pressure, which really helps. Um, so, with those experiences that you had there, and really like all the way throughout your career, is there maybe one game or one moment that will always stick out to you as like your most memorable one?
Um, yeah, I would say when we played Tusculum in the beginning of the year, our second game, it was a real tough game. You know what I'm saying? We had to fight back, get the lead, lose it, get it back. You know what I'm saying? It was a game. It was a roller coaster game, and win or lose, you can't ask for anything more in a football game than that. So yeah, I would definitely say that's always gonna stick out.
And that was an overtime game, right?
Yeah, double overtime.
So I mean, obviously, you get a team like that. You guys are grinding, going back and forth. I know you
Hmm.
guys had a couple of overtime games there this past season. So I mean, you got to be able to win those for sure. So I mean, you got yourself there, and you were able to, churn out a decent victory there as well. So um, all right. Well, I mean, obviously, been at this for a while. We've you've been playing this game. Oh, I don't know how long. Ever since you're a little kid, maybe. Uh, been impacted by a lot of different coaches. Um, with all the coaches that you've had, is there maybe one lesson from one of those coaches that still sticks with you?
Uh, yeah, it's a lot of them actually, but I had a coach tell me really he was addressing us as a group. He was saying he was telling us just go 100%, 100 miles per hour. We can figure out the rest later. And that kind of, I think it was my freshman year. And I think that kind of eased me into it as opposed to me going in trying to think and you know what I'm saying, you know what I mean, just trying to think, playing slower. He was basically just trying to tell us to play fast, always play fast, don't ever play slow, and that always stuck with me.
So probably more so along the lines of being instinctual and not overthinking it. I guess is really
Yeah,
what you're
yeah,
getting at. So
yeah.
definitely get you there. It's certainly something that you kind of have to. You got to be able to have like all the basics down so that you don't have to do that like in a game time situation. I mean that's part of the reason why we have to train and study hard.
Hmm.
Talk to me real quick about you and that daily grind. I mean, how has watching film really helped you develop into a better player?
Just what I said, it helps you play fast. Like it, you get to see like tendencies and just little things. Like I look at weight distribution when I'm on film. I try to look at, okay, is he leaning towards this side? Is he leaning back, leaning forward? How much weight does he have on his hands right here? What do these things indicate? What do these things, you know what I'm saying? What do they mean? What do they mean for the play? What do they mean for the personnel? And I think that helps me play that much faster. So you know, saying if you the if not necessarily the fastest, but if you're playing the fastest based off your knowledge and stuff, I feel like that's always a great tool to have.
Right, and then another portion, obviously, of that daily prep is just getting in the weight room and getting your work done there. So,
Yeah.
talk to me about how that has helped you in your game. I mean, let's just start with like your favorite lift.
Favorite lift, I always like power clean. Always like power clean, always like coming from the floor. It's like a full body workout, and it's like it just I don't know. It's an intense workout. That's what I'll say. It's an intense workout. Always like power cleans.
Interesting. So, Rafiq, I want to take a moment and really just kind of step aside from this whole business of you as a football player,
Mhm.
as an athlete. I want to meet the person. So, talk to me about yourself, if you don't mind. Any interests, hobbies, passions, something fun about you that maybe not everybody knows.
Well, I do. I am a gamer. I don't play the game that much now, but you know what I'm saying. Throughout growing up, I always played the game, college, high school, all that. I really like dogs. You know what I'm saying. You probably can't hear him, but I got a dog in the house right now. He's downstairs. Um, and other than that, really just family, hanging out with friends. You know what I'm saying. I like to have, you know what I'm saying. I like to make memories.
All right, so you said you have a dog. What kind of dog we got?
He's a pit bull cane corso mix, and
Nice.
I have a bully, but she's not here. She's at my father's house right now.
Pitbull is definitely a very misunderstood breed, I think.
Oh
So I
yeah,
mean,
definitely.
people don't really understand like how lovable they can be. They get this bad rap because
Yeah,
people try and like use them in dog fights and stuff. So I mean, obviously
yeah.
that's not what every single one of them are. Um, so a couple of other questions, just kind of throw some things out there that are fun, so that we can allow people to know more about you. So. Favorite movie?
The Warriors.
The Warriors. Okay. Um, if you could purchase a dream car, what would that dream car be?
Dream car. You put me on the spot right here. I'm gonna say Tesla.
All right. Hey, you can't go wrong with that. I mean,
You
definitely a
can't go
car. Can't
wrong.
definitely a good one. So, if there was no football, what would your profession be?
No football. Probably. I don't know. I'd probably be a full time gamer.
Okay, full time gamer, definitely.
Full time
Um,
gamer.
so, let's say a favorite meal. Is there like a favorite like meal, like either if you're the cook or someone else is the cook that really hits home for you every time?
I love when my mother makes salmon. She always makes this salmon with some macaroni and cheese, a lot of other stuff, but really those two together.
Yeah, definitely got to give mom a little love here. I mean, if she's
Oh
been feeding you your whole life, so
yeah.
got to keep doing that, giving you that fish, and keeping you lean as a
Mhm.
player. So. Um, All right, man. Well, I mean, as we begin to wrap up, I guess the next thing in line for you would be a pro day. So, uh, when is that happening for you? Can you just kind of give me some details as to when and where that's happening?
I'm currently trying to get one locked in. I don't want to necessarily say where now, but I am trying to get one locked in as we speak.
Okay, so I mean, as you're training for that, I mean, is there a facility that you're with, or some coaches that are coaching you up on some of those drills?
I just really just talk to I'll shoot my strength and conditioning coach Leon Easton. I'll shoot him a text, ask him about something. But I mostly just go to the gym, hit the field by myself, or I might bring my brother help me out with some stuff. You know what I'm saying? Just really, I don't have, I don't necessarily have a facility that, you know, I go to.
Gotcha. And whenever you do get out there and perform for people, what sort of goals or expectations would you have out there when you're showcasing your talent in front of scouts?
Um, just being able to show, cause me honestly, I feel like it ain't much I can show them about me with no pads on other than how I move. So I just want to go out there and move well. You know what I'm saying? Move fast, move well.
Gotcha. And very lastly, there for you, Rafiq, I mean, I want you to have one last moment to just kind of send your pitch out to all those professional teams out there. Tell them why they need to take a chance on you and why you would be a great addition to their program. So go ahead and hit them with your pitch.
I played football since I was 6 years old, every position. You know what I'm saying? Throughout that time, I am an asset to any team, any franchise, no matter where we are, no matter where I'm placed at. I can be an asset. I can be valuable, and that's really it.
Well, I mean, you get a guy who was very successful there at Chowan. I mean, one of the leading edge rushers there in your conference, facing some great talent, had the opportunity to go out there to the Legacy Bowl, really stand out. Have an opportunity to sack a quarterback, on national TV, so people could get a chance to see you and your talent there. So hopefully that'll help you get some more love for some people, and really appreciate you sitting down with this interview as well because I think that it gives scouts another opportunity to get to know you. So thanks again.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you. And one more thing, I do have a business, sports apparel business. It hasn't come exactly into fruition yet, but you know what I'm saying, you can look for it soon. Soon it's called Knuckle Up Sports Apparel.
Nice. So definitely something to look forward to there. So
Definitely.
again, I got with me Rafiq Abdul Wahid, defensive edge rusher out of Chowan. Best of luck to you, buddy.
Thank you.